News at 6.
A communication breakdown led to the chaotic evacuation of CTA Blue Line trains last week, and today it was revealed that the CTA waited for nearly an hour before alerting the city's Office of Emergency Management and Communication, and that was a problem. Good evening, everyone. Alan is off tonight. Mayor Daley very critical today of the way the situation was handled.
The mayor made it clear he wants the agency to do a better job of communicating with the passengers and the city. ABC 7's Paul Mikey's here with more. Paul?
Ron and Kathy, this all began as an electrical short on a train, usually not a big deal, but this time it defied fixing. The problem was the CTA took nearly an hour before it let the fire department know what was going on. While that can be remedied, the other problem, keeping aggravated passengers on sitting trains adequately informed, may be more of a challenge.
First of all, the OEMC was not notified until almost an hour later. That's the problem, and it's going to change.
There's no danger up ahead, just people are heading on the catwalk.
Because they hadn't been called, firefighters didn't get into the subway until after some passengers had already left their trains. From now on, if a train stalls in the subway for whatever reason, the Office of Emergency Management is to be called right away. And if the situation worsens, firefighters will roll. The bigger challenge is keeping passengers on a sitting train fully informed. Riders say the operator on one of the 4 trains in the subway last Tuesday kept promising, "We'll be moving shortly."
An hour and a half later, he was still saying the same thing.
The CTA says some of its train operators did the best they could, but that communication overall failed. CTA radios were so clogged with traffic, basic information was delayed or lost. So the CTA will now issue tunnel-operable cell phones to its train operators as another means of communication. Some riders, though, wonder about that when it appeared to them operators already had cell phones. There will now be new emergency protocols and required training for all operators.
The human element is just talking. It's getting our train operators on the PA system, explaining very, very clearly what's going on. The one takeaway from this is obviously the human element can never be ignored.
This is an hour. This is not 10 minutes or 15 minutes. This was an hour. Remember that. It's an hour. And that's a long time. And that's unacceptable right there. It is too long.
After the 2006 Blue Line derailment and fire, the subway tunnels are today brighter with emergency exit signs, and old escape stairwells will be replaced. The CTA is considering other things, including speaker systems, perhaps portable speakers that can be used in the tunnel to keep passengers better informed when there's a problem. The one thing the CTA says it will not do is revisit the idea of conductors on trains, which the union says to them is a no-brainer.
All right. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Gas